Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Demonology, an actual play podcast. We are in season 3. This is episode 4, and the season is called The House Crosses, where we venture into Denmark, but we're still not there. No worries. I am Alex. I'm the medium, and my pronouns are he/they.
I am Siobhan. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Benedict Brideshead, Ritualist.
Hello, my name's Fionn. I'm playing Rumpa Umpa, guys. Again, I will never escape this creature. And my pronouns are he, him.
Greetings. I'm Felix. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing as Daffodil.
Hi, it's Mo.
Woo! Woo!
Back again.
Fuck!
With Eli Sawthorne. Woo! And my pronouns are they, them.
He's so hot! Oh my god, Eli!
My
Not as
popular
hot as
demand.
Daffodil.
Then
I know, Eli's got competition this season.
if you introduce and then dash off.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sen. Pronouns are they, them, playing Alda. Pronouns she, they. They're Presidian Knight.
Cool. So, we'll do a mega recap because it's always helpful, but also it's always helpful for Mo, whose Eli will have to sort of like surreptitiously be soldered into scenes.
Okay, he probably wouldn't know what was going on anyway.
Eli was just sort of like catching up. So everybody met near Dover to meet and go onto a boat. What was the name of the boat?
The old Bluetooth.
The old Bluetooth, because that was very, very funny. Blue and tooth are separate words in this instance.
I see.
Captained by the scammer Robert Gorm, who loves to wear fancy, massive coats and have lots of rings, and is generally sort of like gaudy and blinged up, and likes to make a performance of being the captain of the old Bluetooth. It is fully like you are on a public passenger ship, so there are lots of people who are going on their holidays, and it is just sort of like that's what Robert Gorm is leaning into. He's just going like, "Welcome to the Seven Seas," and ever so such. You were all invited onto the ship after a lot of flirting, and from that point, you discovered that there is another passenger on this ship who I can't get out of my head, was low-key goated in a situation where evil was the vibe. I'm sorry.
I'm so happy.
That's been immortalised on this podcast now.
Every time Siobhan is miserable in this way makes me just, like, filled with joy.
And so that... On the manifesto was the name Reginald Dunwaldroff and Brian. Reginald Dunwaldroff is the follower of the nemesis of Benedict Brideshead, Siobhan's character, who is called Desmond Ogborn. Desmond Ogborn being the big bad, and Brian being his Cramplekin familiar or companion, who is essentially like an imp, with little like horns and, you know, classic sort of demon imp character, red skin.
We killed a bunch of them in the last campaign.
Yes. Wait, so Reginald is the big bad?
Reginald is the follower of Desmond, just a guy.
Desmond's the big bad.
Desmond's the big bad, and Brian is the Cramplekin.
Gotcha.
They were, upon some investigation, it was discovered, while a snowstorm was conjured above deck to get everybody distracted, that the guards of the mysterious passengers were in fact demons stuffed into human bodies.
No way.
And there was some really gnarly body horror happening. It was discovered that there were demon guards. It was also discovered upon entering into Reginald Dunwaldroff's supposed cabin that Reginald Dunwaldroff is not there. Brian is. He's going about in a trench coat and a hat. who was there is Desmond Ogborn. So the big bad is on the ship with you. There was then a kerfuffle last session where Desmond Ogborn, witnessed by Daffodil, who was invisible, got a horn
And naked.
out of his trunk, and naked.
Important detail.
Got a horn out of his trunk, like a giant sort of like blowy on, like horn. And then proceeded to take it below deck. Alder interceded with this, and the horn disappeared through a devil's bargain. Then the guards came back down from the distraction above deck with the snow to find the horn in Desmond's cabin again, to then bring it back to him downstairs. So you had just interceded, seeing Brian holding the horn, this little demon imp guy, and had a little back and forth with him. And he has now gone below deck to deliver the horn to Desmond, and you have agreed to meet in an amnesty for supper.
But we must go back ever so slightly in time to see what Daffodil and Desmond might have talked about.
I have one key question first. Mo, is Eli bunking with Rumput Umput and Benedict Brideshead, son of the Baron? No, the Baron. He is now the Baron. Dad's dead. Or Daffodil and Alder. Creepy and sexy.
Oh, I mean, both are tempting, but probably Rumput. We go back.
Oh, yeah, of
We
course.
go way back.
Very fair.
Cuddle puddle.
And, well, hold on. Actually, hold on. There's a rule for a character not being present and then coming in, which is you get to do some sort of investigation roll, which determines what you were up to while we didn't see you. So, what was Eli up to on this ship? What would you like to roll? What would you like to try and glean? You've got all this information. If anybody has any suggestions in terms of sort of like what might be useful, I'm sure that might be helpful.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
It's up to
What do you guys need? Because otherwise, Eli was just sleeping. So
We know that two of Desmond's guards are actually sacks of Fuglnid. We don't know what his third guard is.
Incidentally, Fulgnid are like little amorphous blobs of soul matter. They are the most disgusting low of the low sinners. They're just little squishy bits of flesh that wander around.
Aww.
They're horrible. They're disgusting.
lovely.
And Alder had sex with a bag of them.
Wait, was Eli just sleeping on this, or is he downstairs in a crate because he couldn't afford the fare?
Eli carries all of his money in a big purse on his belt.
Yeah, he does do that.
Like an absolute
Yeah,
idiot.
Eli has never invested any of his money.
Banks are known to fail.
It's most definitely been stolen.
Because it could be quite funny for me to go downstairs and just have to hear commotion from a crate and go, sorry, I think I must open this.
I do want to give you an
So-
opportunity to roll and get some details though, if you would like. So we do have one guard who the demon inside is unknown. There is also another figure. We have previously seen Desmond is with another person who cannot be accounted for.
Yeah,
They are nowhere to be seen. We do it is. Where the fuck are they?
We've got
How
no
do you-
idea who they are.
How do you... Wait. They're not on the
Rumput
ship?
Rumput went
No, they are
as
on
a
the ship.
bird
Oh.
to look through the window, and Desmond, who you can now identify, was sat with another person. Rumput couldn't get too close to the light without being seen, so chose not to be seen, but couldn't make out who the other figure was. So there is another person on the ship who is in league with Desmond, who you do not know. Could be Reginald. And there is a guard whose demon you do not know what it is.
If Eli...
Oh, sorry. There is also someone accidentally summoned through a devil's bargain, Gankana, which is a horny leprechaun, who is currently working his way through the passengers.
Good lord.
Working his way through.
Yeah, he fucks. He loves
Yeah.
to fuck.
Totally.
Whose fault was that one?
I've been
Alder, I think.
recommending people at work listen to this podcast. I don't think I have to retract that.
People at work listen. Well, it's too late. The first episode is called "A Golden Cock Ring." The ship has sailed.
Literally
ship's got
last
blue tooth
episode,
and a
somebody
gold cock
fucked a
ring.
demon.
They should know what they're getting into at this point.
We'll see how that goes.
You're playing the sexiest possible character.
I did tell them that, though.
So yeah, I think I've given you all the details now, Mo. So
If Eli boarded later, is there a possibility that he could have like seen who was boarding with them?
Well, yeah, okay.
We could have stopped off in like the Netherlands for Eli to board.
No,
You
I
know?
think.
No, but we're still in the middle of the sea, right?
Yes.
Or possibly with him lurking down below might have seen...
I'm gonna go on
extra
Google
people.
Maps and yeah.
Working down below, you say?
And you see, when you say things like this, you can't blame us.
Shit, no, that would make sense. Like Eli could have been undercover.
With my agents, you'd never see me coming.
Yeah, that would be so, like you and your agents are just like, yo ho ho, we're
Pretending to be
sailors.
crew.
Wallace Blick is singing shanty after shanty after shanty.
Oh, he's the favourite. Everybody loves him.
And you do have one actual pirate who is an
I
agent
do!
of yours.
Oh my god, I do! Okay, cool.
I love this. I love you're undercover. It's brilliant.
Oh my
Like-
god, you're part of the staff.
You're gonna turn up to Rumpet, and you're gonna pull off your disguise, and Rumpet's gonna go, "It's Gene!"
Shh.
But what were you investigating? What do you roll?
I suppose, would it be looking around, snooping on people? Snooping on
Yeah,
extra
it
info?
sounds like a perception, to be honest.
Not a skullduggery.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, I'm happy with either.
I have both skullduggery and a perception, so could be either.
I'd go for you. They're the same, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Up to you. And do you have any knowledges such as sailoring?
Not sailoring, no.
What? This is very mechanical. Your pirate, are they also a companion? I can't remember what the exact tag for that was.
Operative.
Operative, yeah.
Your pirate is an operative.
Assassin plus operative.
They can help you on this for sure. So I think that's 5 dice.
Marriott Delahaye!
Oh.
I will make you a deal. One success here, and you're gonna get something useful. 2 successes, you're gonna get something that is like, how the fuck did you get that?
Damn. And I get an extra dice for Marriott?
5 whole dice. Oh, it's Marriott. Okay.
It is.
Go back and listen to season 2.
Oh wait, Marriott isn't a pirate. Marriott's a ritualist.
Oh.
Although she's your
I
companion.
thought
so-
she was a pirate.
No, Marriott was the villain of the last season.
You're so right.
So it's
I
someone
do
else.
Have,
Swithin.
Swithin, yes.
Swithin.
Burglar.
Swithin. I haven't thought about Swithin for so long. Well, I was about to Google Swithin. That wouldn't give me the information I wanted. But yeah, go ahead. 5 dice. Take them all. In the Discord House Crosses text channel.
Does that mean I
and
roll
then-
again?
Oh, where did you put it? In general?
In general, it did not
Oh,
go
that's
well.
fine. Oh, no, it did not go well. Would you like to accept a devil's bargain to get some meager information?
We've already accepted 3, by the way.
True.
Yes. There's been a lot of devil's bargains,
There's been a
especially
lot
tracking
going on.
What do people
exterior.
think? I
Just
feel
keep
like there's a
going.
chance. Okay.
Take it.
Yeah, let's.
I don't think you should take it.
No, do it.
Felix!
Come in
Please!
with a bang. I mean, there's been a lot of banging going on. So.
I'll tell you, because if it was 2 successes, I would be like smoothing this over and going like, let me tell you, Mo, this is the best information you could possibly get. 1 success, you'll get something useful, but I can't tell you how much that 2 successes. In fact, if you want to fate point this, it's so early. It's so early, but like
did I re-roll the 5 for the devil's bargain?
no, you just take the success on 1.
They got 2 5s.
No,
That was a reroll, though.
Mo misunderstood.
I misunderstood.
Oh wait, did you? Ooh.
I just rerolled.
Want to call that a fate point, Mo? You can call that a fate point
that was
instead.
definitely a fate point.
All right,
Fate point.
yeah, let's go with it because I'm gonna say, and I think this is an excellent detail to start. What I hope to be quite a big episode with, which is, I don't know why a sailor might do this, but like I think maybe day 2 when you've learnt that it, Rumpert has already done his bird trick and he spied on the room, and you've maybe sort of like revealed yourself to Rumpert and you've cavorted a bit. You know the room that you need to be spying on, so you rappel down the side of the ship and you spy in when the light is just a little bit better, and you don't at that point see Desmond, but you do see the other figure, and I have a strong feeling that Siobhan's going to do that thing where his eyes go really wide, because the other figure is like a teenager, about 14, 15. Like the smoothest, fairest skin and a slight crown. And his legs are hairy with eagle's talons as feet. And I will give you 2 successes, because I'm just going to give this to you.
Damn.
And because you are like a rank 9 Inquisitor or whatever, you recognise this as the illustration that you will know well, because it's in a lot of books that you have had to read as an Inquisitor.
Of course.
This is a king of hell. This is Paimon, the king of hell, the king of wrath.
Oh god, he's back!
Yay!
Ari Asta music. Ari Asta music.
Desmond Ogborn is travelling with, in some way, one of the most powerful demons in hell.
Fantastic.
And the last time we saw Paimon, I called him a pussy.
You did
He
do
remembers
that.
that. He remembers that.
Mo, which agents have you brought with you? Because if one of them's Marriott, this is going to get even messier.
Oh my god.
So you've met.
Yes.
We have. So, has Eli in pirate garb gone to whisper to Rumpert who he's just seen? So
You could do that now on the staircase,
Well.
just to add to the drama.
Swing round and be like, psst, psst.
Yes.
I think the other person we saw is Paimon, your good friend.
That little bitch. Fucking king of hell. He keeps coming back over here. You'd
back.
think he'd let it go, that he would have other stuff going on.
You
But
would
he's
think
here to
so.
spite me. That's enraging.
It's
I'm
a
gonna
problem.
punch him in the nose.
We can take him.
So, down in the depths, as we fast forward a day or so, to when Daffodil is heading down to see Desmond, before a Cramplekin with a horn comes down after you. But actually quite shortly before that happens. You head down, and I feel like you spy through, or you spy down the staircase into the brig. Desmond looking down on shapeless masses of Fulgnid and saying, "I told you not to leave the skin. Do you know how impossible it is to stick you back inside now?"
Oh, and Daffodil will say, I think the same of the oils I apply.
Desmond turns round sharply and looks at you with sort of like a scowl. You see him sniff like he did earlier. And he goes, I thought someone was there.
Hello, handsome. I love secrets. Have you got any to share?
I have plenty, but I don't think I'll share them.
Well, We shall see about that. Would you like some help
What sort of help are you talking about?
with the mess on the floor?
He chuckles and says, "So this is not off-putting to you?"
I have seen and produced worse.
Goodness. I don't think I want to know what that means.
Desmond's a Sigma king.
Okay, Daffodil will walk over and, like, no touching, no whatever. So, how does one correct this?
I had been wondering, but I think the best way is to not try and put things back the way they were. And he produces from his coat a small bottle, like a flask, and he uncorks it, and it is empty, and he says, "I think it deserves to go in here." And, like, the amount of mass that you can see is just, it, like, for reference for Mo, there are 7 shapeless masses slowly squeezing their way through bars. And Desmond said, "They'll fit in here if we pack them tight."
To impress, I would like... Can I just cast one thing on all of them, since they're all so stupid? Can I just cast loss on them? So they don't, squiggle.
If you want to, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I would like to make Daffodil a bit terrifying. And as he's casting loss, I would like for us to imagine the Bene Gesserit. And Daffodil just going, "Cease!"
And I think one of them just sort of like, it was halfway through the bars and just sort of like flumps down to the bottom, just sort of like almost puddle-like. And you just see Desmond, he reaches down with his hands just like opened wide and just picks one up and just sort of like squeezes in. You see just like the shapeless mass just sort of start to shrink as his hand, like you feel like a heat just come from it. And he just like wraps it tightly in his fist and squeezes it into the flask and says, "Yes, I suppose you are perfectly of use. I appreciate your help and your unfazed attitude."
May I pose a question?
"You may. What is your name?"
Daffodil.
"It is a pleasure to meet you, Daffodil. My name is Desmond."
I suspected.
"Are you friends with Benedict?"
Currently, I would not say so.
I'm surprised. I expected 2 factions at play on this ship, not 3.
I am partial to many, but most to the ones pertaining to my question.
Very well. You may ask your question then.
Rather simply, do people belong in shackles?
I think he laughs and looks down at the Fulgnin and says, "No, people don't."
That is all.
Yo, that was super horny.
Yeah, I'm a little wet, guys.
He proceeds to pick up another and just sort of squeeze it down and force it into the flask.
As I am about to mount the steps, please.
At the top of the steps is Brian, who just of like as he sees you, just goes like, "Ah!"
Hello. To you
and Desmond says, "Brian, do not worry. Let him pass." And Brian says, "I can't do anything but that." And you may pass by Brian, who hisses at you as you go.
As I leave, I will say, "Oh, and Desmond,
Yes.
speaking of expensive travel coffers, sometimes things that are expensive are worse."
They were talking to me about saying that like 3 weeks ago, and I'm really proud of them.
You finally found the right moment.
I'm dead, I've been killed. Oh, shock and surprise. It took me a second to place that as well, but I'm glad I have.
Yeah. Thank you, Auntie Freckle. We take no copyright.
Benedict will see Daffodil emerge at the top of the stairs, probably going around the frugal Nidgard that is there still. Or have they moved along?
No, I think they're like, you're not going down here. They'll allow Daffodil up. A bit of a surprise is like, you were already down there? They're like, that feels like an oversight. Like, Brian? But yeah, no, and then...
Daffodil.
yeah.
Daffodil. Did you meet him?
Him?
Ogborn.
Why, yes.
We are to parley with him at supper, on deck.
A dinner date. How wonderful.
Rumpert, where is that sailor who was overly familiar with you?
Oh, my little sailing friend. Eli. Eli.
Hello. Hello, yes. That's...
Good lord, where did you come from?
There's a sneaky little fella. This is my boss and my best friend. Eli, this is Benedict Bradstead. He's a baron. And this is Daffodil. They're dangerous, the sexy. And there's a cat person somewhere around here. I don't know. Oh, that's Alder. They're a cat person.
Fantastic. Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Eli's in charge. And Rumper is just like so happy. He's like, yes, no responsibility.
Daffodil will go to Mario and kiss her hand and say delighted, and then bow his head to my lord.
Eli...
Well,
Because he is, right?
bows
He is
back.
a...
Yes.
he is a lord. Well then,
Yes, somehow.
it seems we have some plans to make as to how we would like to conduct our parley. I will be...
Benedict says, frantically writing a seal on the floor of his bedroom.
Would you please get up?
All right.
Would you like to come, please?
In what
Can
sense?
you do that just by asking? That's insane. Ask me. I want to see.
Only on occasion. Oh no, I've just I have been a bit naughty, and I will just like nudge the door open to my room where the coffer is. I think I am bearing gifts, though I have not checked.
Ah, well then, you have been very good and very bad.
No, don't go away with yourself.
Can I sniff for magic?
Good God, there is. If Desmond was starting with any sort of potions or poisons or poultices or ephemera of any kind, you now have them instead. There are probably herbs aplenty. This is the chest that you did not find, which was the one full of all of the witchcraft. You can tell me if Desmond had anything last time that was suitably ephemeric.
He had one of those. Oh, what the fuck was it? It was a potion of immateriality.
There are 2 of those here.
Yeah, sick.
I want them to go to Alder immediately. That would be so funny.
Drinking these is a bad vibe because they are made with the witch's blood.
Low
Yes.
key, for real, bad vibes only.
Yeah.
Benedict will...
These
will-
potions are low-key goated
We gotta stop.
where the vibe is
We
bad.
gotta stop.
Benedict will extend his hand as Daffodil is passing the potions to Alder. I do not mean to tell you your business, sweet Daffodil, but I think these might kill her.
I'll let you take them, but it will be there will be consequences.
Daffodil just pouts. You know, leverage.
We are arguing now from a position of real power. Lord Sawthorn,
Indeed.
no one has shared with me what it is you've found.
Also, I've got to stress, it's made with blood and wolfsbane. Like, wolfsbane is very poisonous. So, you know, drinking this is peak, like, not a
Life
good
in
idea.
hand stuff.
Yeah.
Would not recommend.
It's goated when dying is the vibe. I get it.
I swear to God.
But yeah, sorry.
I'm unsure if Rumpet has informed you, but I'm afraid that someone we're quite familiar with seems to have accompanied us onto this ship.
It's the King of Wrath.
Yep.
Do you know Paimon? Have you met him? We fucked him up in Guernsey a couple
We did,
of years back.
We did.
We fucked him up good and proper.
I don't know
I
how
kind of
he's come back.
I go for a high five with Eli.
Eli reluctantly high five.
Boosh. Eli goes into the floor.
Knocks him over. He's a bit winded.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the King of Rats here. But
That
I'm not
is-
too stressed.
a wrinkle.
We have
I shall be in
ruined him
I
once.
shall be in our rooms.
Are you summoning an angel into your little body?
Yes.
All right. Can I watch?
Yes, but don't step inside the circle or you may be scourged of your mortal form.
All right. I will try not to, but I want to very badly.
Wilcox, I could actually cast 2 ceremonies at once. I'm multitasking mage, so I can use 1 seal. So I'm going to go in there, raise Sacra the place, at the same time as I Inspiratio the place.
Fascinating. Yeah, for sure. Totes.
Please, speak amongst yourselves.
Could Daffodil, very gently and non-hurtfully wipe his sanctified water whip over Alder so they stop stinking of demon?
I think
You can
requires-
fucking try.
Yeah, requires consent.
Of course.
Oh, Eli, which agents have you brought with you? So you've brought Marriott, you've brought Swithin, and I think you can have 3 returning because you're rank 9, so you can have 3 that
I
come
can
along
have
with
3. I mean, it's got to be Wallace, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, I was
fucking God.
mechanically, Wallace is the worst, but if it wasn't Wallace, I'd be so upset.
Right?
you. Yeah, I was going to be like,
That'd be profoundly
Wallace is the
sad.
most fun. Tom and Sean Katie would have been the most useful.
Very
Yeah.
true. But
Yeah.
we got the pirate, the ex-evil witch, and Wallace Blake, the wonderful, talented actor himself.
What are Marriott's tags?
Ooh,
Oh,
good question. I don't know.
give me... You don't know? Why don't you know? They should be written down in your thing, shouldn't they?
I just have the name, the cost, and description.
What's the description for it?
Assassin and operative.
Ah, there you
Well,
go.
then there you
That's,
Oh, right.
Assassin, operative. Perfect. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so is there any more prep, aside from unstinking Alder and inviting an angel?
How many hours do we have?
Before supper?
How long does it take for Benedict to cast these ceremonies?
Can I
It
ask
will
why
be...
Alder is stinky?
Fuck the
Protect the
demon.
demon.
Fuck the demon.
Good question.
Fantastic. Cool.
Had sex with
That
amorphous
was,
mass
that was
demon.
the answer I was looking for.
It will take me an hour. It will be an hour to do that.
Cool. I mean, technically, that was an orgy, just with one
Oh,
body
God,
and
yeah, it
8
was.
souls, 7 souls. The soul of the body was totally gone at that point.
You're
I'm
welcome.
casting them with the liberations. No. With the guardian seal. So after I'm done, until the following dawn, I'll have a fitness score of 4, and I will be a horrible judge of my newfound strength.
Oh, yeah, goodness. I'll write that down on my piece of paper. So, dusk arrives, or the sun descends on the sea. You are,
On the sea?
to sea.
The sun will never set on to sea, not as long as its defender lives.
I believe at this point you are passing north of Germany. You are getting close to Denmark. To remind you, you are to also give Mason context, you are heading to Esbjerg to meet an ally in Denmark to set up a new faction of the Inquisition on Danish soil. That is the plan. You haven't got there yet because there's been a demon on the boat.
It's promptly being derailed.
So many demons on the boat.
Yay!
Like, in the... Between 10 and 20 demons on the boat.
That's a lot of demons on one boat.
So yeah, you head to the deck. And, it is not quiet at this point. There are various other passengers. I think Robert Gorm makes a big thing of supper on the deck. I think it is, this is, you're on the luxury cruise. The chef, down in the bowels of the ship somewhere, comes up at the start of supper to tell everybody what supper will be. And, I think has a dreadful dearth of charisma compared to Robert Gorm. So, Robert always has to sort of, incite a clap and a round of applause afterwards. But then the chef does return, and the food is adequate. It is nice. You're on your luxury cruise. It is slightly less busy. The novelty is worn off, but people know they've got one more night of this, so they're like, the penultimate night's the night to miss it. But there are, there's a handful. There's maybe 5 or 6 more passengers sat at the long table set out on the deck, but it is quiet apart from that. Until you see, 2 of the guards, no Brian, and Desmond, come up the stairs onto the deck. This is the first time that Desmond has been on the deck, as far as you're aware, and he sort of squints with the sunlight.
I kind of nudge Benedict and like, "Is that your nemesis?"
Yes.
It doesn't look very impressive. My nemesis is the king of hell. Just so.
I think they come across and they sit at the table opposite the lot of you. I like the image of the 5 of you on one side, plus 3 agents and Squire Dog.
Squire Dog.
And then they sit opposite you. But of course, you are more or less equal in number, because 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. 9 even. No, it is 8, sorry. No, it's 9. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, can't do maths. Whereas this guard is 7, and then the other guard is 1, and then there's Desmond, so that's 9. There's 9 on the other side of the table, it's just that 7 are in one body. And so this is the first sort of big up-close look you've got of the other guard, and they are immaculate, they are pristine, they're not sort of in Men in Black.
Yes.
Yes.
The guy who's just sugar.
Yes.
That's the vibe of the Fulgnid guard. Fully I don't know how bodies work. The other one is way more careful in movement, and doesn't have little lumpy bits moving throughout their skin occasionally. And Desmond is sat in between them, and as he sits, he says, "Benedict."
Desmond.
I am surprised to see you here, but I should have expected no less.
Imagine my shock.
So, you're not hunting me?
No. It simply seems that the universe hates us both, Lord Osborne.
I had assumed your obsession with me had reached this location.
I'll admit I have had something of a poison in me about you these gone years.
I'm teasing you, of course. I can understand why you might have a negative opinion of me.
Help me have a better opinion of you, Desmond. Why are you with Paimon?
I am sorry, Benedict. I've always believed you to be an upstanding sort. And know that I have tried at every turn to be the same, but unfortunately, my path has led me on journeys dipping into the dark much more than yours. Know that I, as ever, do what I believe to be right.
And what you believe to be right is a king of hell?
You may not take kindly to the company I keep, but know that I keep it knowingly. For now, I'll give you an offer, Benedict. You can follow me to hell, or keep on your path and know that I work to a true and clear an aim as you do.
What is this aim, Desmond? Why are you going to Denmark?
What if I told you, Benedict, that I am not going to Denmark? That my journey goes somewhere else, and you can continue on yours, without a second thought.
Somewhere else.
In the bowels of the ship, you hear a horn blow.
Can I run a perception
snake.
check on that?
What would you like to perceive?
I would like to perceive the tone of it in terms of like what animal it comes from, like where this or like how this horn was made, and also throw in knowledge of demonology and the arcane to see, demonology and bound taxonomy to see if it's got any magical properties.
Demonology won't do it. Demonology would give you the information that Brian is blowing this horn. But I'll give you that. I don't care. I think it's funny to know that Brian is deep in the ship, blowing the horn that is bigger than him.
You fucking snake, is that your imp? What is he doing?
It is my imp, Benedict, but you'll soon see. And you should roll a perception check.
5 and a 4.
5 and a 4. That's a success. I was going to... Oh, okay. So, I'll put this on the table, because you don't need a second success, but I can give you stuff for a second success if you want your... to count your 4. So this is sort of like, you want to take it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
So the 4, the consequence that I'm going to give you, because I'll give you the consequence first and then, a sad sandwich, is that a vast wave knocks the ship on the side, and, the table just sort of shudders. This doesn't, this isn't going to capsize anything, this isn't putting you in danger. But the horn is... Well, if anybody's going to recognise it, it will be... It is the horn of a great boar that does not exist in the mundane realm.
So a tusk.
Yeah, tusk. Horn, tusk, same difference. Who cares? Not me. Well, you got 2 successes. The 2 successes is what I'm giving you. It is a creature that can only be found in the 8 realms.
Rumpert, his ears kind of pick this up, and he kind of looks at Ogford and he's like, "Are you going to the tree? Or through the tree?"
You're right.
What is your business with Yggdrasil? Why? Why aboard the ship? Why now?
I cannot tell you.
We have your chest.
Keep it. Keep it. I would have liked to have been better prepared for where I am headed, but I will concede it to you. And
take us with you.
Another wave knocks the ship. Desmond says, "This was the offer I made. You can follow me, Benedict, but I only tell you you shouldn't." And you now see the reason why the waves are knocking the ship, which is Desmond's eyes head up, and you look around, and you see a giant, gianter than giants should be, stepping out of the sea. and picking out of the sea another ship, smaller, much smaller, and just sort of like shaking the water out of it like a boot full of sand, plonking it on the top of the water. This giant says Kronet Tilkonga.
What does that mean?
It's Danish for crowned king. I'm sorry for anyone who speaks Danish. There's literal Google Translate. I don't give a shit. I'm not learning Danish for this show. It's too much time. And this giant begins, well, Sardaukar throat singing. Because we've already done Bene Gesserit, I may as well do Sardaukar. And the horn picks up as well from the bows of the ship, and Desmond stands as another wave knocks the ship that you're on. And at this point, everybody on the deck is screaming. They are running back inside, and Robert Gorm is just shouting like, "Good God! Good God! That's a giant!"
Okay, at this point, what I'm going to do is something I've only done once before. And I'm going to reach into my coat and I'm going to pull out 2 bottles of air. And I'm going to pop the corks. And I'm going to say, "Everyone hold your breath." And I'm going to exhale out this air and cast Druidic Intercession.
Oh, good God. Oh, good God.
Brilliant.
What a vibe.
And I say, "Everyone needs to chill." And all combatants in combat is ceased. Everyone kind of wanders confusedly home. In this case, I imagine home is just to their berths or to the bottom of the sea.
All combatants.
This affects enemies and allies alike. Only you are immune.
Right, so I am... Right, will you allow me to interpret this?
Yeah, I suppose you wrote
in the way that currently there is no combat, but I think its use is very applicable.
Yeah, that's what I like, because it says specifically for combat, but like I feel like people getting a bit crazy counts.
I think the giant sort of like ceases the singing and looks down, and Desmond says back up, "Keep going, keep going." And like turns to you, Rumpert, and says, "I understand your hesitancy, but no, I mean you no harm in this moment."
I'm not worried about you, little friend. I want to talk to the big man. "Hey, you!" And I just shout up at him in Danish. "What are you doing up there?"
"Opening a pathway."
"Okay, but to where? What's he got on you?"
"Boy, I'm inviting this little man home."
"But to your home? Where's that?"
"Do you not know?
Well,
We will take the Bifrost to Asgard. And then we shall travel deeper.
Can Rumpert ask it its name?
what's your name?
Surtur.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. That's actually Benedict, because Benedict can speak Danish.
Alex.
Yes.
Can I use surmount? It says, you may speak a being's true name, gaining complete control over them for an hour or until they come to harm.
Yeah?
You're
He
going
says
to
his name's
surmount
Surtur.
Surtur?
Without malicious intent. Just to prolong negotiation.
Yeah. Okay. What does this look like?
Just having heard the name, Daffodil will whisper it, and like wisps of glitter will like travel through the air, dancing to our giant's ears, and he will just calm and sit there, or stand, or float.
I think he like kneels down and puts his elbows on the side of the ship, and looks down with just sort of a long beard and a bald head and sort of like a stern face, and there bright orange beard, eyes sort of burning a little bit, and like looks at you through this with sort of quite a strong malevolence.
Since I imagine that Daffodil is also dazed and confused, he will just muster handsome.
The malevolence softens ever so slightly.
Can Rumpert try and negotiate? Yes, we can go with him without Paimon. Otherwise, I'm sending this guy back home.
Are you just taking the man, or are you bringing with him some his friend, the King of Wrath?
Desmond, at this point, definitely, said, "Good God! Cease it, all of you!
Tell us your plan, Ogborn. Tell us your plan.
I cannot, Benedict. I cannot, and I will not. Just..."
Elder wants to chime in. Excuse me, giant. I could definitely take you, if you know what I mean. I could take you, and I think you'd like it too, so,
Alder, stop trying to fuck everything.
I can do what I want!
Thinking of the Gankana somewhere in the deck below, working his way still through the crew.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, well, I just thought the cutaway was helpful. At this point, Brian is at the top of the deck, confusedly holding the horn. Like this is him returning home with the Druidic Intercession. I also do want to, because we moved on from the Druidic Intercession before, I wanted to do one thing, which is I think the Druidic Intercession strips the corporeal form off the two demons.
Oh God!
And so I think the seven Fulgnits just sort of like schlump out of the one body, and the other is broken away by an 8-foot tall, shaggy lower half of a goat and the upper half of a human, with two pairs of wide red leathery rings and wings, not rings, and 3 ridged horns and deathly pale skin.
Fiend.
Yes, a gloom fiend. Who will not fight.
Desmond, you are being obstinate. A king of hell, this pile of nonsense, a gloom fiend, a giant, the Bifrost. What can be so important to you? Do you? Is it Spirian? Do you intend to kill him?
Benedict, you must let me go.
No, I will come with you.
If you come with me, you will not survive this. If you follow me, maybe you will. But I really advise, just head to the shore.
There is an angel within me. His name is Samyaza, a watcher. He fell before man's rise.
The gloom fiend hisses.
Hush! Men are speaking. With you now, Ogborn. Would it not be more helpful for whatever plan you have to have so many Inquisitors to aid you?
Well, yeah, okay. Roll.
This a persuasion?
Yeah, that is, I think it's 2 successes.
Alright, so I'm not skilled in persuasion. I have 2 sway.
Use a fate point.
I'm going to use 1 fate point to secure a success before I roll.
Mm-hmm.
So
you just need 1 success on
down
2
to
dice.
4.
You have Demonology, Bad Tax Enemy, of course.
I do, yes.
Yeah, just throw that in.
This is a question I want to ask. Does the history I share with Desmond give me an extra dice here?
Or at least a bargaining point of having 5 Inquisitors alongside.
I will allow it.
Right.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh my god!
Nice.
6 a 4 and 2 5s.
That is 3 successes, actually.
That's
yeah.
4 with
Fate
the fate point.
You don't. Yeah, you don't.
No, I meant 3 full successes
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
You don't need that 4. Desmond laughs, and says, "Benedict, if you wish to travel to another realm with me and demons astride me, I will not say no.
No Paimon.
Paimon must come. Paimon
We have lost
will come.
this bargain, I think, Daffodil, but we must see why.
I have a different bargain. Shall I?
Desmond looks at you and says, "Will you release Surtur?"
On a singular condition. Should you plan, in any capacity, the end of your life, you must give us fair warning.
I plan everything but the end of my life.
How thrilling. Okay. What do we do now?
Is there time to ready ourselves before we leave, Ogborn?
We have 1 hour.
You would ready yourself how you wish. I cannot believe that I travel with you, Benedict, but here we are.
Not that I do not trust you. I do not. But I would like something to keep an eye on this giant and that ship. Benedict touches his hand to his chest.
But there's no reason he can't move for an hour.
I think you
Again.
can release him.
But I don't want to keep him kneeling. It's just he will not leave for an hour
No,
anyway. So I will politely ask if you could please just delay.
Robert Gorm has been watching all of this, and Desmond turns to him and says, "You can keep this ship for an hour." And Robert Gorm is like, yes, not going anywhere."
Well, I shall save that then. An hour. Back here to cross the Bifrost.
Desmond starts to head towards his cabin with a lot of you, and on the way back, he grabs you, Benedict, just by the hand or the arm, and says, "Know that we are watched at every turn. You do not know what you get yourself into."
If you would tell me, then I could know.
Daffodil comes in and says, "What must a girl do to be handled like that?"
Be
Rumpet
betrayed.
grabs Daffodil by his shoulders and picks him up and just kind of holds him at arm's length. He's like, "Is this what you like?"
This will do.
How
Alright.
do you prepare in your hour?
Could Mo get Mo and what is your face? Rumpet. Get the herbs from the coffer for themselves.
I do think that Desmond, once he understands that you are coming with him, he says, I do think I should have my trunk back.
I mean, to be fair, in the spirit of it,
Or at least load it onto the new ship.
I shall consider.
Sawthorn. Umpert. Thoughts?
yes. Well, I mean, it's not exactly why we were sent to fucking Denmark, is it? Eli was going to be the big boss. Now we're off on a fucking crusade across the Bifrost. Eli, what are your thoughts? You're
Yes,
the boss.
by the way, Rumpet
What can you
decided
do,
that
eh?
you were going to be the head of the Inquisition for Denmark.
Well, they must because
You're the highest ranked.
Clearly,
Yeah.
just that's how it is.
Probably
I
something that
suppose
Eli
he
had not
must-
considered, and then everybody's like, well, clearly that's what was going to
Absolutely
happen.
not. He's still with
Well,
his crew
hold
dressed
on.
as a pirate. Yeah, well, I mean, if the group agrees this is something that must be addressed, then it must be addressed.
Alright. Yeah, fuck it. Asgard then.
Let's kick Paimon's ass again.
Yeah, right. I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to kick his ass so hard.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
I will send a message to Fennywick. Say that we are delayed somewhat. If you will give me a moment. Benedict leans back on his chair, opens his mouth and eyes very wide. They glow as if with the light of the heavens. As you just hear whispering leaving his body. Oh, it is very strange to have an angel in you. Jasper will have a very distressing vision tonight.
I also think that you can leave note with Robert Gorm, because the ship will still go to Esbjerg as long as it doesn't get sunk somehow.
No, I think it's much funnier to frighten my librarian with a vision from an angel.
So, is there any more prep to be done, or do you get on the new boat?
I think
Painting trinkets on his body.
yeah, just a couple of summonses.
The new boat is, as I said, much smaller. It is, crewed as oarsmen by Tartarucus,
Oh.
crab people. And after the hour and after the trunk is loaded, it's a bit of a tighter squeeze now that the five of you are joining. Well, plus spies, because this, the cabin was meant for Desmond, and Desmond alone, with a gloom fiend resting on top of the cabin and not thinking beyond this point about the Fulnid. You fit slightly, and it is very disconcerting being so close to about a dozen crab people, because they are ever so slightly terrifying. Imagine a crab that's huge. Just that's horrible. After the hour has elapsed, Surta re-begins the singing as Brian re-begins his horn blowing, and you see, reflected in the water, the moon that has started to rise or appear in the sky. And stretching out, as Daffodil saw on the door, in reverse from the moon, is a giant tree. And then across the sea, it starts to part with a golden rainbow bridge stretching down where the water once was, as it starts to cascade down into this giant pit. And you hear, echoed across the sky, that it has been mortal centuries since a Midgardian was to break into the great Yggdrasil below. I open the shimmering path to you and permit you entry to Asbru and Asgard beyond. Travel the Bifrost, mortal. Your ship sets sail into a different realm.
It's fucking nuts.
No.
Good lord.
So this was part of the reason why I said that Eli shouldn't join us in Denmark.
We're never making it to Denmark.
He'd be still there waiting.
Because I really had the opportunity. You can go to Denmark. There's
proper
plenty to
ditch
do
me.
there. There's stuff to do in Denmark, but I don't want to be sure that you're not going to jump on the Bifrost.
I mean, yeah, you read us like a book. You knew what we were going to
Yeah.
go for.
You
I was
can't
like,
present us with the Bifrost and have us not take it.
Why on earth would you not
We'd
take
be
that?
fools.
Yeah, so on a scaly, half-wrecked underwater longship that is now above the water, crewed by Tartarucus with a Gloam Fiend and some Fulgnid and Desmond. Yeah, you're heading into a different realm, and Surta behind. Let's do some end of session moves. Wild time had my all. Incidentally, Paimon is coming, but you have no idea how. There was, that was not part of the deal for Paimon not to come. So, Paimon is coming, but it's not quite clear how.
That's something probably we should address later on.
That's
That'll
top
come
of the
back.
to-do list.
I'm just gonna bully
Stick it
him.
in the burner.
3 questions. Detail that leads us close to the demon's hand. Know a useful ally, and then the bond question for each of us.
Have you learned a new detail that will lead you close to the demon's hand?
Yeah, we talked to him, didn't we? Had a parlay.
Yeah,
with
you had a
shipwreck.
nice little chat. You're now on the same page. You're on the same side. You're working on
We're
the same
buddies.
aims. Yeah. It's not really the job description, but you've done it. So you can mark yourself a prestige for that. And have you gained a new or useful ally in your fight against the demon's hand?
Is it the demon's hand?
I believe. Well, absolutely.
Literally, the
Yeah. The questions are really sort of being stretched to this point. And then finally, have you made closer bonds with one another? If so, do state. So, Sen, how's Alder's bond grown with anybody?
I guess a tiny bit. I mean, in general, like the whole group, because before they just didn't really want to communicate with them at all and stare them down. But now they're kind of actively flirting with everyone for some reason. And everyone
Trauma.
meaning everyone. Yeah.
Alder's trying out something new, some new socializing technique, and technique
Well,
is
I wanted.
see who wants
I
to
wanted
fuck.
to say, I wanted to say earlier when the new journey started that Alda was very frustrated that they couldn't go to where they wanted to go, but she was very happy to do so because that was the most action they've ever had since they left Danomi. So it's wonderful. And action, you know what I mean by action. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, I don't know if there's anyone in particular. I guess they managed to construct sentences with Daffodil, which nobody can really do because of their blinding beauty. So I think that's a feat. I think Aula's pretty much, won at communication today. So I'm proud of that.
Fab? Yeah? Happy with that. Benedict?
No, I don't think that he has. Not this session. I think he's been too focused on his driving obsession with the Desmond Ogborn.
Yeah, you definitely grew your bond with Desmond Osborne. But I think that can count. Daffodil?
No.
And Rumpet?
Eli, all day, best buds.
Reunited.
It was nice to see them reunited. I think the fact that you were immediately bunking together and continually doing your little chat back and forth worked well. Made a lot of sense.
Besties.
Cute.
Do we also get prestige because Alda fucked the souls out of the flesh prison?
Yeah,
Is that considered that they are incapacitated?
I think Desmond can release them from that bottle. In any other game, I would say that you maybe overcame that encounter, but I think that they are definitely still encounterable. So I think no. Unfortunately,
Very
what the? Yeah,
Well, for
no,
sure.
not quite. If you throw that bottle off the side of the ship, you have. But yeah, no, he's still got them to hand.
No worries.
But yeah, so 2 each, and then 3 for an extra 1 for Alder, Benedict, not Benedict,
Rumpet.
Rumpet, and Eli. And Fab, thank you for listening to that wild time. If you did enjoy, do rate us 5 stars on the podcast catcher of your choice, because it's very helpful for us. Otherwise, come and find us on socials at Six Planes Games on Twitter and Six Planes on Twitter and Six Planes Games on other places. Send us an email at sixplanesgames@gmail.com. Huge thank you to Natasha Sofla and Oscar Russell. Natasha for the music and Oscar for the graphic design. Find more of Oscar at Watchtower Design. I hope to see you all next week.
Bye.
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 Team's back together!
There's a good energy in the gym.
Today's vibe is stoked.
Low key, that clap was goated for real.
That clap was goated in the situation where the vibe is stoked.
Good
I'm
lord.
gonna kill myself.
No, don't kill yourself. Your editing's so sexy.
I'm so sorry. We completely forgot to also introduce the reality that, that our Presidium Knight also has a squire, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I just imagine they've been loitering, but they've never been introduced properly.
I was wondering how that worked.
He is just around with you.
You've got
okay.
a squire about.
Who is this squire?
Yeah.
They do as you ask. What?
And they give you extra die.
It can just be anything, right?
Yeah.
Like an animal?
He is anything.
Can't be an
No,
animal.
it has to be a person.
An intelligent animal?
It has to be a
No.
person. You are a knight.
Just
Well-
a person?
I'm not ruling out animal.
Okay, well, introduce what you want.
Well, I guess I'm now inserting Dennis into this.
Yes! You have to accept Dennis.
Who, what, when, where is Dennis?
Show us Dennis.
You met him last time.
Oh
Do you
my
remember?
god! Oh no, okay. Okay, I know Dennis.
Yeah,
Perfect.
splendid.
Fab.
Oh, by the way, Mo, Dennis is my dog.
Dog! Yes.
Oh, he's actually here right now.
Oh my god.
Where is he?
Oh my god.
Oh, Dennis!
My nephew.
He just gave me a kiss.
He looks like a little potato with legs.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I'm gonna piss blood.